little bit of an issue here. We're going to start it off with one prelim in the welterweight division. You've got Andre Fialho competing for, I believe, the third time in the last month and a half. He's going for the middleweight version of Khamzat Chimaev, or I'm sorry, the welterweight version of Khamzat Chimaev. I guess Khamzat 2.0. The reincarnation of the original Fight Island Khamzat is what Andre Fialho is, coming in here, fight after fight after fight, turnaround after turnaround after turnaround. And he's going up against the UFC veteran and one of the youngest UFC debutants when he made his debut in the UFC. I believe he debuted at 19 years old, in the Celtic Kid Jake Mathews, who comes into the fight with a record of 17-5. If I didn't mention Fialho's record, he comes back with a record of 16 victories and 4 defeats, with 13 victories coming by way of knockout. I like this fight a lot. I think it's a really good fight. I think that it's closer than people think, but I also believe that people are on to, well, you know, what a lot of people are saying and what a lot of people believe is also what I believe will happen in this fight as well. And we'll get to it when we get there. But Fialho obviously trains under Henry Hooft out at Sanford MMA. He works alongside Brendan Allen. I believe Rafael Fiziev has worked out there before. Just the you name them, they work out at Sanford MMA. It's one of the best MMA gyms in the world. And the one thing that his coach in Henry Hooft says is keep it simple, stupid. KISS. And, I think Fialho is a very good representation of that. A lot of jabs, a lot of crosses, a lot of hooks, a lot of uppercuts, and a lot of low kicks. That's Fialho's game. He is a Thai boxer. He is not a Muay Thai striker. He is a boxer that uses low kicks. So in my opinion, he is a technical brawler / boxer brawler. That's the best way I could describe Andre Fialho. But man, when this guy puts those shots on you, if he lands on your chin, he can put out just about anybody. Fialho's got one of the cleanest left hooks in the game. You saw it displayed against Miguel Baeza and most recently against Cameron Van Camp, where he got stunned on the feet and then he landed a right uppercut into a left hook. But before that, it was a left hook into a right uppercut. Cameron Van Camp tried to mirror his combination and throw the exact same combo that he threw, and he got caught with a right uppercut. Boom! Left hook on the chin. Timed it perfectly, spun his head around, dropped him, and put him out in the first round. Prior to that, again, I believe a knockout victory over Miguel Baeza in the first round. So 2 back-to-back first-round knockouts. One at 2 minutes and 35 seconds against Cameron Van Camp at UFC 274, and one at 4 minutes and 39 seconds of the first round against Miguel Baeza. He fought in April, May, and now he's coming back again in June. So 3 fights in 3 months. Like I said, the new reincarnation of Fight Island Khamzat. A really solid fight, and you look, like I said, his last loss was coming against Michel Pereira, who just recently got a decision victory over Santiago Ponzinibbio. That was at UFC 270 in January of 2022. He lost via unanimous decision. Just got outclassed, outworked on the feet. Pereira was better with the fakes and feints and just a lot cleaner with his strikes. But Jake Mathews is not somebody I believe that's going to be able to outstrike Fialho on the feet. I do believe that there will be some issues for him, though, and we'll talk about Jake Mathews right now. We go over to Jake Mathews, and he holds a record of 17 victories and 5 defeats, 4 wins coming by way of KO, TKO, 7 submissions, and 6 decisions. He is currently coming off a loss to Sean Brady in March of 2021 at UFC 259. He did okay against Brady early in the fight. He was landing the double jab right hand and the 1-2 down the middle, also landing the 3-2. But the best combo that Jake Mathews has is the double jab to the right hand. And I believe he's going to be looking for that against Fialho, who he doesn't load up a ton on his shots, but he does wind up a little bit when he throws his combinations, especially when he throws that uppercut. So I expect Mathews to try to stick behind the jab, double it up, and then follow up with the cross behind it, get him to keep his hands up, slip off the center for the jab, and then come back with the right hand. I think we're going to see a lot of that from Jake Mathews, a lot of work on the feet. A lot of people believing that Mathews will look to employ his wrestling. I would agree. I think that it would be smart for Jake Mathews to use his wrestling in this fight. Try to get Fialho down to the ground, work the ground and pound, work the top control, get in the half guard, work some elbows from there, work some punches, try to advance position into the full mount, look to pepper him up on the ground with ground and pound, and then eventually look to lock up a submission or just ground and pound TKO him. I definitely think that's Jake Mathews' best path to a victory is to use his wrestling, use his grappling, and on the feet, use fakes and feints, but stick behind the jab. If you can use the jab to kind of disrupt the combinations of an Andre Fialho, I think you can get some good work done. I think you can stifle him, and I think that sticking behind that jab is going to be a key for Mathews. If he can't get behind the jab early and often, Fialho's going to step in and land that beautiful left hook, land the right hand, and land that right uppercut that he's become known for. Best shot from Fialho, though, is definitely his left hook. And if he lands on anybody's chin, he's got the power to put him out. We'll look at takedown defense for Andre Fialho. It's not the greatest, I believe. Oh, you know what? It's not bad. He's got a 75% takedown defense rate. I think Mathews is definitely going to be looking to close that distance and test that takedown defense. With Mathews, in terms of a takedown accuracy, he's got a 41% takedown accuracy rate, though. So even though he is a good wrestler, he can get those takedowns, he can work from the top, I still believe that it's not going to be easy for Mathews to close that distance. Like I said, he's going to have to stick behind that jab, use the 1-1-2, use the 1-2-3, use the hook cross that he used against Sean Brady early. And if he can stick behind that jab, it's a possibility that he can continue to outpoint Fialho for 15 minutes. But I really don't think his defense is the greatest. I don't think that he's going to be able to avoid the power shots of Fialho for 15 minutes straight. You look at his overall striking defense, and let's see, do we have it up here? He's got a 61% defense, so it's not terrible. Fialho actually has a worse defense, coming back at 48% striking defense. But I do believe that Fialho's going to be able to get in the range. I think he's going to use low kicks early, but he's going to set him up behind the fakes with the jab, fake with the right hand, low kick, fake with the right hand, switch to the inside low kick. I think he's going to work those low kicks early and often, and he's going to work low to high, high to low. 1-2 hook, maybe a solid low kick, a low kick into a left hook, right low kick, swing back with the left hook as you pull your leg back and kind of use that hip motion to land that left hook. I think Mathews is going to be open for it. I think he's going to come forward on a combination, leave his chin up in the air, get clipped with that left hook, get dropped, and get knocked out. I know a lot of people are high on Jake Mathews. They've been high on him for a while. He's been in the UFC for a long time, more UFC experience than Fialho overall, and got in the UFC really early at 19 years old. But I don't think he's going to be able to use that grappling against Fialho and be able to control him. Even if he does get those takedowns, he might get 1 or 2, but he's not going to be able to control him on the top for very long. And whenever it stays on the feet, it's only a matter of time before Fialho can close that distance and bomb away with those combinations. The right uppercut to the left hook to the right uppercut, the 1-2, the left hook into the overhand right, the left hook, overhand right, left hook, right uppercut. Those combinations are going to be coming heavy and coming often, and it's going to crack the chin of Jake Mathews in the first round. I don't even think Mathews makes it out of the first round. Potentially gets to the second, but I wouldn't bank on it. My pick is Andre Fialho to defeat Jake the Celtic Kid Mathews via a first round knockout. He's going to catch him with the left hook with his chin up in the air as Mathews is throwing a combo, drop him, and get the finish. You look at the odds for this fight, they're pretty even in terms of money line. Fialho's a -140, Jake Mathews a +120. I think Fialho's a good pick for your parlays this week. If you want to ride the underdog, I wouldn't blame you, but I don't think this is a good spot at all to ride the underdog. You look at the wins for Jake Mathews, and, you know, he's been in the UFC a long time. I believe he's 10-5 in the UFC. He's got wins over, his best win in the UFC is probably over Diego Sanchez. He went to decision with Sanchez in 2020. Decision with Emil Meek. A decision with Rostam Akman. He's not beating the best of the best. Lost to submission via submission to Anthony Rocco Martin. Lost to Sean Brady via submission. Decision to Andrew Holbrook. A TKO to Kevin Lee. A submission to James Vick. The wins and losses aren't that impressive. And the guys he's losing to, aside from Kevin Lee and Sean Brady, I mean, not the best guys to be losing to on in your UFC career. So I would definitely not be riding Mathews here. Like I said, I think money line is good. I think the odds are good, minus 140 to a plus 120. I think that's a lot of value on Fialho if you want to ride him straight up or put him in a parlay. I would potentially wait to see what the knockout prop is for Andre Fialho, because I do believe he will be able to crack the chin. And I know that Mathews hasn't been knocked out a bunch in his career, but if anybody can do it, it's Andre Fialho. So wait maybe a little bit. If you want to throw him in a parlay, go ahead. Bet him straight up on the money line. That's good value, but I would maybe wait for the knockout prop and see what it comes out as. But Andre Fialho by first round knockout.